My mood is I really want to celebrate and have fun tonight. Oh, fun note. I lost my eyebrow piercing yesterday. This is a brand new one that Charnel hates.
Ooh.
Because
bonus on both sides.
Balls are too big. Thank you, Brad.
So what you're saying is...
I don't even need to say anything.
You violated the contract with teenyweenies.com. And
yeah,
you're being let go now.
I'm being let go from teenyweenies.com. It was a nice... By the way, I edited that whole podcast last week. Left in the opening part, really didn't pay attention. I'm like, okay, this is a good start point. This seems like a good conversation to listen to. I thought I got in, and then I got in the car to drive and pick up groceries. I thought, you know what? I haven't listened to our own podcast in a while, and I wasn't on the first half hour of it. I'm gonna turn it on. Yeah, Chris, if you ever listen to this, you almost got me killed because I started laughing so fucking hard that I almost crashed my car. So
he does it all with a straight face. That's the scary part.
No, it's terrifying how straight of a face that man can hold while he's doing this. There's just this beautiful, wonderful, magnificent rant.
Welcome back to Constantly Calibrating. I'm your host, Brad. This week we are down a couple members, but that's okay. We're still going to have fun, and we're going to be entertaining anyways. That almost rhymed. So, with me this week...
There was a perfect rhyme point in that. I'm so angry that you...
I screwed it up on purpose.
We're 5 seconds in and you already fucked it up.
No, it was purposeful misdirection.
Okay.
Right.
I'll give you credit.
So, as you guys can hear, Josh and Ryan are here with me this week.
What's up, homies?
Yes, I am doing my whole being here and waiting to see if my special co-host joins us or not.
Ooh, we might have a special drop in. Let's go. I'm good. It was a crazy weekend, and I get to go to Chicago this weekend and see a lot of Doug Benson in a non-stalkery kind of way. So I'm excited about that.
Non-stalkery, possibly slightly sexual.
Just how much of him do you want to see?
I do have presents for him.
So we've got a variety show this week, but not by traditional means.
Well, it's kind of in the sense of we didn't really quite know what to do, so we did another choose your own adventure, bring your own what is it called? Bring your own topic podcast. But then it ended up just being a standard podcast because we actually got too much interaction on one of the topics that we may not even get to the other topics.
I'm gonna say in the future that's just gonna be our go-to if we don't have something specific. We're gonna do bring your own topic stuff.
I think that's really the best way to go.
I like it best, really. If I feel like we always try to be super structured, we're gonna talk about the important things, but no, we're gonna do nasty, stupid dick jokes and make each other laugh because that's all there is to life.
That's what I want to do. I want to laugh and make terrible jokes and make my mother blush if she ever decides to listen to this.
Yeah.
So
I approve.
Anyway. The first thing, we got a little news this week, or over the weekend, actually. Nintendo has stated time and again they are not killing off the DS line of handhelds, and they've proven
bunch of
that
bags
to
of
be
dicks.
True, because they're releasing a 2DS XL, which is actually a really, really slick-looking machine.
It looks pretty spiffy, I'll give it that.
Yeah, the little Nintendo Gene Mutation Lab where they come up with new, smaller versions of things did a good job this time.
Mm-hmm.
Except for it's a bigger version of things. It's essentially the new 3DS XL with the stereoscopic 3D removed, and $50 cheaper. So,
what's not to like?
Yeah, it's the handheld they should have made. They're finally realizing that no one gives a shit about stereoscopic 3D.
Correct.
It's dumb.
I liked it for a time, but no, hell no.
And parts of the population can't even use it. Our friend Kai, he can't see it at all.
Yeah, the stereoscopic stuff is cool. But it's not, like you said, it's not for everybody. And I mean, it's not a deal breaker for me. I mean, I'd much rather have this 2DS XL than the 3DS one, just because it's cheaper. Same thing, slightly different experience.
Only pick it up if they can prove that it's got a better battery life. That said, I don't use mine that often right now. I'm on a huge console kick, but we've talked about that plenty. I won't go there yet because I'm going to make.
We are not destined to talk about that. No. One of the really cool things about the 2DS XL that I'm really excited about, and this is so fucking stupid, that I am excited about this. It comes with a charge cable.
Really? It's really ridiculous in this day and age that excites people.
Like, I don't know if I feel like more of an adult because I'm closing on a house soon, or that I'm excited that it comes with the charge cable and I don't have to pay for like a charge cable.
Yeah, so you're gonna grab one then?
No, we've got a 2DS. I don't give a shit about that. If I wanted one though, I would get it.
I'm perfectly happy with my 3DS collecting dust and my Switch, kind of being used.
Yeah, like so far on the DS, all the games that I've wanted to play for the DS are out. There's nothing really big that's coming out that I want to play. Yeah. If they get something that makes me want to play it, then I might consider it.
I got to read this.
Have an incredible library. So
the library's pretty impressive, but I got to read this coming from Tenchi. It looks fun, but it also looks like 2 iPhones just had a fucked up flipper baby. I'm assuming "fucked" is what's censored there.
Yeah, but it's a good idea. I like the fact that it it's the clamshell design, so it's got that same feel that the other one had. Not that I don't like the tablet form for it for like the regular 2DS. It's just holding it, you just feel like somebody from the Shakespearean times writing something with a giant quill, just fluttering away, or like Fred Flintstone like typing something with a big rock and chisel.
And there's one.
Bing!
All right. So there's our first walk away. No, I really wish that they had done the clamshell design to begin with.
Oh, totally.
Because the girls' screens are totally fucked. Like, just absolutely destroyed. I'm not gonna commit to buying them new ones.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't either. Like,
we got too much on the table right now with the trip this summer, so
the mystery trip. Ba, ba, ba.
Yeah.
So
I'm having fun with that.
Do they know anything about the mystery trip?
No, like
good.
It's currently we're going to the beach again, just a different beach.
You should change it to we're going to the dentist for a week.
Like they're the only thing that's gonna be weird is my mom's gonna be in the car, and that's not weird. It's just gonna be unusual to them. Like, well, why is
that's how bad the dentist trip is gonna be. You're gonna need the extra support.
So
like, but saying that the girls like their one is kind of crapping out a little bit. That's the only thing that kind of scares me for the clamshell design. It's more moving parts. More broken pieces.
It's not crapping out. They work great. They've just scratched their screens all to hell. Oh. And I don't know how.
They're not double digits yet in the age. That's what's wrong.
I'm glad that those were fairly inexpensive as far as first like true gaming handhelds go. I think they were both like $80 or $75. I'm okay with that.
Well, when we started out with the handheld stuff, we had the Game Boy, and that was basically like the Nokia cell phone of gaming systems. So you couldn't break it. But not only that, it was so expensive at the time that if you did break it, the people over you, your parental guardian units, would literally kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That said, there is the one that's on display. Like, is it the History Museum or the Smithsonian? It's like
the one that survived the fire.
War. It's either a fire or a war or a bombing. I can't remember.
For the original Game Boy.
Yeah, it's still plugged in and it's like charred all the shit, but you can still press the buttons. It still works, and it's playing Tetris in the museum.
Wow,
that's pretty crazy.
I've seen that.
I mean, those things are ridiculous.
The one that they dropped that on Saddam Hussein, didn't they? That's what happened to it.
They just dropped it on him, literally the Game Boy. That's the scarring and the scars are from re-entry.
Yeah, the moon landing was fake. The moon landing was fake, but Saddam Hussein's execution. No, I'm sorry. The moon landing was real, but Saddam Hussein's execution, that was fake. He died from having a Game Boy fall on his head.
And it wasn't even intentional. It was just a soldier was playing it, and they opened up the door, and it just whisked right out and just happened to fall and clacked him in the head.
Low G practice, and it just
So I Reaper saying lol bear punch, that is one. And that is gonna be one because right after I put out a challenge online, my wife got home early.
All right.
So one.
So I win.
What'd you say? I think you said 3.
I said 3.
What was
I'm the closest without going over.
You did
the price
go
is
over.
right. You're the prices, and you did go over.
Yeah, that's how numbers work.
Wait, but you didn't go over, so I win.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you're not eligible for the prize.
Damn it.
Like, seriously, if we don't move the podcast back a half an hour, I might. If we don't do that, then I seriously might turn this into a competition. Anyone who can guess it, but I have to go check a certain amount of times or more. Like, I want to turn this into a competition.
So,
tell your wife just to take an extra 10 minutes getting home. Take your time. Get your nails done.
While we're on the topic of Nintendo, I get Ryan. Did you put the Mario Kart 8 in here? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
did.
picked it up.
Yeah, I got Mario Kart 8. I never had a Wii U, so I never got to play the regular version of it much. I mean, I think I played a little bit at your house, maybe, but yeah, I'm really digging it. We just have the one Joy-Con set with the little controller. I don't know the official name for what you call it, but me and Kristen will sit there and play it with the 2 little Joy-Cons, and the controllers are about the size of a harmonica. A small harmonica at that. But, even with that, it's one of those games where it's so super simple that you don't have to have, like, a whole lot going for it. And, I like the game. We've been playing Grand Prix a lot. We like to hang around on the 100cc level. If we go to 150, Kristen can't hang. She's listening.
Quiet on the set! Getting called out. No, I want to get it. I think I'll wait for vacation or for one of those awesome, like, buy 2, get 1 frees from Toys R Us or Target that they do around the holidays. We have it. We have actually 2 copies of it on the Wii U because theirs came with it. So I can't justify buying it again yet.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got people that you'll play it with, like online or something like that, I think it'd be worth it. If you've already got it, then you've already got the game basically. Besides the battle mode, the battle mode is pretty cool.
I missed that.
Yeah, we played one version of it. It was it was the one where you have to pop the balloons with everything, and so you can play it where there's actual bots going around and driving around. So it was me and Kristen versus like 6 bots.
Oh man, they finally put bots in?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm still not buying it. Which is
great, because we like playing together, but we don't like other people, so we can pretend.
I just don't like most of the people I know who have Switches.
Yeah, well, it's boosting up now. I'm sure it is. With
actually,
we
talked to most people who have Switches.
I don't like. I was making a joke that I don't like you, Brad. That's all it was. I don't like most of the people I know who don't have that do. Brain.
Honestly, most of the people I can think of off the top of my head that I know that do have the Switch.
I know personally, including now Ryan, I think 7 people. Once I add him as a friend, there'll be 7 friends, real life friends I have that have the Switch, and then I know another 3 to 4 people which are like indie developers and stuff that I follow. Who, for some reason, accept my friend requests.
I know 3 people that have it. I have legitimately 0 friends added on there.
Yeah.
So, but no, I like if you're tired of Zelda, then Mario Kart 8 is probably the direction you want to go. Like they've got the old Neo Geo games and stuff on the store, and Jackbox Party Pack 3's on there. That's cool, but I've already got that on I think Xbox. So
yep. I have all the Jackboxes except for the first one on PC and the first one I have on Xbox.
I'm waiting for something good. I have this. I haven't used it yet. And I'm just like, anything good this week? Nope.
I think I have like $55, maybe $65 in my account that I haven't used yet.
Oh, and the really crazy thing is they sent me Nintendo sent me a 30% coupon today. Because it's my birthday month, so they're like, "Hey, here, have your have a gift on us," and I'm like, "Sweet, what do you got?" A bunch of old 3DS digital games. I'm like, "The fuck?
Have you guys
own these or don't care?"
Have you guys tried the Snipper game? We downloaded the demo. I haven't. Yeah.
Charlotte and I played the demo and really liked it. But we both looked at each other and were just like we were both like, we would love to play this together, but neither one of us could justify spending the money to play it together. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But it's cool now that the Switch is kind of picking stuff up. You know, one of the guys in the chat is saying that, you know, he picked up Breath of the Wild for Wii U, or just, you know, he's not ready to jump in yet. But you know, that the Switch stew is starting to cook. You know, we talked about it on the catch-all this past weekend, though. Like some weird stuff with the Switch. Breath of the Wild has a higher has a attach rate more than 100%, meaning that more people have bought Breath of the Wild than Switches have been sold.
Yep,
it's so fascinating.
So I don't know if that's like an indication that people just really want to play Zelda so much that they're buying the game before they can get the system.
They are,
or what?
I mean, that's the only way that happens. So
it's like the weirdest. On one hand, I get that mentality. I mean, look, I've bought stuff. When I was younger, I used to buy stuff for platforms I didn't own. I used to buy, you know, things that I had no use for because it was part of some, you know, brand that I associated with. I definitely did stuff like that, but I don't think I can't remember if I don't think I ever did it for a video game. Like, I know I bought copies of movies on DVD, HD DVD, and Blu-ray when they eventually came to that, because like they're movies I really liked, but I can't think of like a game that I bought for a system I didn't own at the time.
And so here's the interesting thing about all that, though. 2%, 102% attach rate. So you're talking about 2% more. But they've sold, what, a million copies? So that's not a small number of the population.
No, that's actually a pretty sizable amount of people.
Like, you have to think about, that's probably like 50 to 100,000 copies of this game across the world that have sold, and there's no way to play it.
I mean, you're right with that, but I believe, I'm looking it up right now just to double check, but I'm pretty sure those numbers are actually like way off. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna look that up.
I mean, I think they've sold 1 million Switches by now.
They've sold as of last month 2.74 million Switch units, and they've sold 2.76 million units of Breath of the Wild. So
I don't even have fucking words for that shit.
So
wow.
that's you know, not many numbers difference, but as far as like actual units with everything, that's an extra 1.5 million or so that we were off.
Just sitting out there.
Yep.
There's got to be collectors or something. It's got to be
collectors or resellers, or, you know.
I mean, I have 2 copies, but I don't have 2 copies for the Switch.
Well, you've got the regular and the collectors, right?
No, I have the big fat Master Edition for the Switch, and then I've got the regular copy on Wii U for the girls.
Oh.
Yeah, but that makes sense because you're trying to. Go ahead.
Those are just Switch units too. The 2.7.
Yeah, that's the Switch attach rate though.
Yeah, that's only for Switch. Like, that doesn't even include the units they've sold for Wii U, which I'm sure is pretty hefty.
So yeah, it's got to be good numbers.
Well, so speaking of Breath of the Wild and stuff like that, right? Forbes magazine put out an article about Xbox, about Microsoft discussing why they're not making games like Breath of the Wild or Horizon Zero Dawn.
'Cause they're stupid.
Yeah, so I don't have, honestly, quite as strong opinions, I believe, as you two have, so, like...
I was going to say they're fucking stupid.
What was their reason, just for people to know?
Their reasoning is because they think that people don't want to play them, even though they acknowledge that those are the games that are selling the systems like the Switch and the PlayStation 4 and have them at a 20 million deficit on install base. It's like, how do you legitimize that? Like, I love games as a service as much as the next guy. You know, I love my WoW. I love, you know, everything that Blizzard does. I'm back into Destiny again. It makes sense. But to only focus on that and ignore stuff and then go and cancel stuff like that. What was the fucking dragon game that they canceled? Scalebound.
Scalebound.
They canceled Scalebound. That game looked amazing.
I wouldn't even say it looked amazing, but it looked like it was gonna be. It looked like it was still gonna make a profit. There was actually a lot of interest in it.
Yeah, and the killing off Fable. We still are going to probably take that personally here, at least.
Well, here's the thing. Phil Spencer apparently earlier today, since this article came out, has made a comment that he would like to explore a new Fable game. And he was asked about it being open world, and he said, well, we're just exploring the idea right now.
God, I would love a freaking open world Fable game. Could you imagine?
Yeah, no, I can imagine it. I wrote a script for it once. I wrote fan fiction. I can imagine very easily.
Of course you did.
That's the biggest improvement I wanted to see with Fable when it was around, was like, get rid of this linear path shit. Get rid of these loading screens. Just let me roam and upgrade. And I love the style of your world. I love the lighthearted comedy with the serious undertones.
No, but can you imagine like a Fable game that's similar in style to an Elder Scrolls or something like that, open or even more, let's go with actually a Witcher, where you could do a lot of stuff, but still have some of the aspects that were really great about Fable 1 and 2, like the fact that stuff just gets closed off at certain points. You know, you reach these bottleneck points where you get older. Like, I know most of us always wanted a Fable where you get older over time, but I think bottleneck points are also perfectly fine. So, you know, you have an open world and you're a kid. You have an open world in this, you know?
Oh my god. You could turn Fable into a games as a service, open world roguelike, where if you die, your heir or your child takes over eventually.
You're talking about my dream fucking Fable. No, but that's not quite, but that's very close to a dream Fable idea. I personally, we've talked about this in the podcast. I love any video game. I will buy almost any video game you put in front of me where I can play as a character who dies and then the kid gets like stats and shit like that. I kickstarted a game called Hero Generations, which was pretty good, simple, that had that, I mean, obviously Rogue Legacy had a variation of that. I've done so many games because I love the idea of being a character and then having your heir take on for you. And again, I think I once was talking to Ted Timmons, who was he did animation for Fable for years, but he was the person, the lead designer on Fable Anniversary, and I want to say also Fable Heroes. And I even said to him, I'm like, look, this is what I want you guys to do at Fable game, and I don't care if you don't want opinions and solicitations. Because I just got really talkative with him. I was talking to him for about like an hour straight at a convention once.
Oh, man.
And then like a year later, he quit.
Well, like my biggest request for a new Fable game, because I totally agree with you guys. I like it would be great to see one. The main thing I want to see is just for it to be good. Just for it to have some substance to it. You know, all the extra stuff, you know, the roguelike things you guys are talking about, that's all fine and dandy. But, like, the big thing that, you know, that Nintendo and Sony have going on with their big first-person things, that they are good. You know, they've got a good core to it. You know, I've only got to play Zero Dawn for a little bit, but the little bit that I played just was like, oh my god, this is crazy. But, you know, Breath of the Wild, it's got such a great core to it that once they started sprinkling on all these little extra things and all the little details for it, that's what makes it amazing. Like, you can have a great game, but for it to be amazing, you know, you got to have that great core before you can hit that before you can level up.
Oh, I mean, you know I think we'd all agree, wouldn't even be an argument, that Breath of the Wild may be the most perfect version of the open world game. And I know there's games like The Witcher 3, and I know there's other games that have done great open world stuff. But I mean, it's a game that is very simplistic. It has a very good game. But I mean, the game is what now? 2 months old? And I'm still on Twitter continuously finding people coming up with like new ways to take on bosses, new ways to just take on heirs, new ways to explore, new things they came across, all this crazy shit. I haven't seen a game that had like this much, holy crap, I did not know you could do this, since Morrowind and Oblivion, I'd say. Because I don't even feel Skyrim had that, honestly.
And you know what, you bring up the good core, and it's something that I forget about, but I truly believe in. I don't even remember where it was that I heard this first, but if the first 5 minutes of a game are not fun and engaging, your chances of it being a good game are not very high.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's probably accurate, because I look at my Steam library and I was like, you know, I've put 15 minutes into a lot of these things, and I didn't get past the 15-minute mark, not because I don't have time to do it, but because I don't want to do it, just because it just doesn't get me and grab me by the boo-boo.
I'm definitely the person who proves that by being contrary to it, which is usually how I am in most things, because while I totally think that is an accurate mentality to have, I'm that stubborn asshole who will play anything I buy for at least a few hours, no matter how much I hate it. I mean, Jesus Christ, the Iron Man movie adaptation game I played like 4 fucking hours, and that was just the first level.
That was so bad.
That was such a bad game. I don't know why that's where my brain went.
Moment shit, and you're already throwing them out there.
God, I fucking hated Spore in the end. We've talked about this before. In the end, but I played that. I played 85 hours of that game. I want to say to prove to myself that it was not worth the wait.
People were losing their godforsaken mind over that game.
Uh-huh.
And like I drank the Kool-Aid. I was one of them for a while. I was like, "Oh, this is so great! This is so great!" I'm gonna make a dick monster now. That's entertaining.
Every now and again, whenever I think to myself, I kind of want to play Spore, I go look at my my personal YouTube, which doesn't really have a use, and all that's on there is just all my Spore creatures that I made over the years, and I just look at them and I'm just like, yeah, I don't need to play this game.
To the internet.
Could they fix Spore and revive it?
I mean, that style of gameplay?
I
mean, there's certainly been attempts at, like, versions of that. I saw a game that definitely actually, God, was it like it was like a few weeks ago. There was a game that I was looking at. I'm like, this just sounds like the pitch for Spore right now. But I mean,
was it Birthdays the Beginnings?
No. Though Birthdays the Beginning is like a section of Spore. No Man's Sky is a section of Spore. Like, there's all these different games that are like sections of the Spore formula. There's not been really a game that has tried, the whole kit and caboodle in a long time. Why does it kit and caboodle? Where am I from that I use that term?
Jersey.
What accent's that?
Oh.
Anyways, but just getting back a little more on track with the whole Microsoft thing. They're idiots.
Oh yeah.
For not tapping into this marketplace. It's like, okay, look, I'm a person right here. I'm saying I'm sick of open world games. I do not have time for all the fucking open world games that are coming out. It is an oversaturated market, and the problem is it's oversaturated market that a good 60 to 70% of the games in that marketplace are actually at least good, and a good 30 to 40% I'd say are great or even better. So, you have that going on. So, like, I want less of these fucking open world games, but at the same time, Microsoft is an idiot for not tapping into it.
I'll tell you what Microsoft is. Microsoft is the little 8-year-old kid hanging out with his other 2 friends, and they're like, we want to play adventure. And he's like, I want to play house. And then they're like, no, we're going to go play adventure. And they go play adventure and have a great fucking time playing adventure. And he's just like, I don't want to play anyways. This game's stupid. You guys are dumb. I don't play house. Real people, they won't play house. Cause that's,
in the meantime, though.
Well, hold on. Ryan, I got to ask, when did you get a hold of my diary from when I was a little kid?
So the thing is, in the meantime, they're making great strides with their actual hardware and interface. Like the new Xbox dashboard, whatever you want to call it, it's amazing. It's really good now.
Now that I've gotten used to it, I definitely hate it a lot less. I'm still not a fan of a couple of its quirks, but
they're adding in layovers for party chat.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a simple thing for us who are used to it on the PC, and just being able to know it and see who's talking. But for party games on the Xbox, that's huge. And apparently, PlayStation still hasn't fixed their 5-step process to add someone to your party. Where with the Xbox, you're just like click invite, move on.
And that's fucking awesome. They have the infrastructure to do that. Fucking do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well,
how simple is that?
No, but there's a huge.
What we're gonna see with Scorpio at E3. What kind of games do they have in their back pocket to push this damn machine? They've got to have something. There's got to be something big other than their Halo and their Gears of War to grab the rest of the market share, because PlayStation's got all these damn exclusives and exclusive DLC and shit too, like Activision. So their structure is great, their overlay's great now. Where are the games?
I bet there's going to be a Skyrim remake. Double HD. God and Devil Rays. It's like they're gonna put Devil Ray the fish that's gonna be in the game.
I'm dropping in the news post area for Slack something we should probably throw out in a moment. Not related to this, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Microsoft games and stuff because they really don't. I think Ryan nailed it perfectly on the head. They have the hardware, they have the infrastructure, but without games, what's the point? Like I have an Xbox One. Granted, I hate the system with a fiery fucking passion and really tried hard to trade it in for a Switch. But that being said, even if I had a desire to play it, I have nothing to fucking play on it justifiably. Anything that I could play on the Xbox One that interests me, it's like I could just play on the PC or on the PS4.
Yeah. And I don't know. The thing is, the infrastructure is like getting my attention. Like I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, I'm absolutely going to go play Destiny 2 on PS4 because that's, they've paid for the exclusives. They're going to have extra guns, extra armor, extra fucking, strikes. But then again, the party setup and the damn, they have LFG for every game on Xbox.
That's looking for group.
Which is amazing. Like
that is really cool. I agree with you. It is awesome, but there's no game on the Xbox One or anything announced for the Scorpio that's gonna make me go, you know what? I'm gonna go get one. The whole reason I bought an Xbox One is because like that's what everybody has right now. Because my friends have one. That's why I got one. Like if I had the means to do it, I would go out and get a PS4 tomorrow for Zero Dawn, or I would. Even for old stuff like The Last of Us, I never finished The Last of Us. I would go buy a PlayStation 4 just to play The Last of Us or Uncharted. Like it's that big of a deal. I don't care that the party system on the PlayStation 4 is a little less fancy and has all the bells and whistles just yet.
Right.
So, I mean they can grow into that eventually. What you can't grow into is a long library of games.
I feel like the Sony is being stagnant about it. They're just like, hey, we got a 20 million lead on our install base. Fuck you guys. We don't have to do anything. We have the games. We have the exclusive content,
I mean, they don't have to because it's a video game system,
It is.
I think the keyword being game. If there's no game, what's the point of having it? Like, if you don't have games for it, basically it's just like a little entertainment computer that you can watch Netflix on.
It's a fair point.
I miss Peter Moore. I do. I legit miss Peter Moore. He actually understood things.
Yeah. He retired and is doing something different now. He's like
he's working for a football club.
Yeah, football. like football or football?
Football.
That didn't see that coming. Where's he gonna put the tattoos for that?
So
I think he's already got some.
Possibly. I'm gonna just make a quick comment. This has nothing to do with anything, but it just popped up in my feed. Just a congratulations to a friend of the podcast. Greg Miller got married an hour ago.
Wait, what?
Greg Miller apparently got married.
I didn't know he had a significant other.
Oh yeah, he has a girlfriend who'd moved from Canada, Genevieve Salange. It's a joke in the Kind of Funny community, the fact that he posts 100 times a day how much he loves her, and it's just like the most sappy, ridiculous, obnoxious crap. But I made a joke to Justin, I think, like a week or two ago when she was moving to San Francisco, that I'm like, they're gonna be married in like 2 weeks.
Wow, I did not realize that Greg Miller was not just a rampaging AI that had somehow become sentient.
A shirtless AI.
And now he's getting married?
Well, he got married. It's done. So yeah, it was just a surprise wedding thing. Anyways, I dropped it into our chat just for shits and giggles. I just wanted to mention because he is someone, friend of the show. So it's awesome.
Oh, he's so handsome and she's so pretty. I'm sure it was lovely. He's got a little tie bar.
All right.
Oh, now I'm gonna click on it. Damn.
So sappiness aside, let's see. Hold on 1 second. I don't know. There's a lot of questions about a lot of infrastructures with a lot of different game companies, but we're 40 minutes in. Maybe we should actually talk about at least one of the two topics I put in the title.
Sure. Embarrassing and frustrating gaming moments. So
the release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I think, is what refostered. Let's just leave it simply. Refostered this idea of discussing embarrassing gaming moments because I think frustration and embarrassment is par for the course if you're playing a Mario Kart game. So
fuck blue shells.
Fuck blue shells. Well, actually, speaking of kind of funny, there was a great thing from their stream. They did a betting thing where Greg Miller, right at the finish line, got hit by, right before the finish line, leading up to it in the final stretch, got hit by 5 red shells. I think hit a banana and then got hit by the blue shell right at the finish line and still won, winning like $150 bet.
That's
ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
But that is frustrating about that game. For everything I love about Mario Kart 8, like even against like the computer characters, if you're just playing by yourself, like if you get close to the pack, you will get slapped left and right by different things. And it's just, you can go from first place to 12th place like that. Right, boom. Kristen? Right. Quiet on set.
Asks for input, tells input to shut up.
I mean, yeah.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Rocking out.
So, you posed this question earlier today, and we have more responses than usual.
It's pretty actually par for the course. Usually get about 3 to 5 responses. I think we actually got like 10 of them, but these are just the ones I picked out that seemed that could be interesting. I don't think we should read the entire thing, but there's one here that I am going to read the whole one just because it's really good, and then we can get into some of our own. So, Chris, who runs Gamer Geeks, awesome group on Facebook, I recommend you guys check out. Geek is spelled in the leap fashion.
That means it's 2 3s for ease.
Yep. So, Final Fantasy X. So, I was 17 and it had just released on PS2 and I was playing through and absolutely loving it. I get to the part where you can summon Yojimbo for you can get Yojimbo for a summon. But he wants a crazy amount of gil and I had none. I ran ahead to the next area, which was a massive wide open space with a bunch of different enemy types. Perfect. I figured I could grind for gil while I captured all the different enemy types in the area. It's a win-win scenario. I'm a good 20 levels ahead of where I should be for the area, so I have no concerns. I'm running around for about 4 hours, and then out of nowhere, a stronger enemy pops up. He somehow got to attack first. Well, I hadn't healed right before then, and I just watched him drop my entire party in one round. Like 1, 2, 3. It was then that I realized I hadn't saved the game since I had started this farming festival. I was so angry that I didn't even say anything as I saw the game over screen. I just got up, turned off the PS2, set the controller down, and walked away. I didn't touch the game again until I bought it years later on the PS3.
Wow. I have so many unfinished RPG games for that reason. Like, you just get far, and this is before the days of the autosave. You hit that point, and something bad happens, and you're just like, well, never fucking playing that again.
No, it's RPGs that are the primary culprit of this happening. I can't think, I've had times where I'm halfway through, a Mortal Kombat story thing and it crashes. Like, whatever, I'll come back to that character down the line or something like that. Or, it happens playing, like, even an action-adventure game. But RPGs, when that happens, it's just like, nope, I'm out. I don't care. Oh, I'm 60 hours in. I don't fucking care. I'm not playing the last 5 fucking hours again because autosave didn't work correctly or I was too stupid to remember to save properly.
Yep. So I have similar things that happen like that to me. It actually happened probably a couple of weeks ago. This was frustrating. But they had the new patch for Overwatch with the PvE event, the Overwatch Uprising, and basically you're on a team of 5 people. And you just go to different points, and you have to defend the points and keep each other alive and protect each other and that sort of thing. And if you play it on the easiest setting, not that bad. You bump it up one level, it's a lot harder. And then you go further, and like it just gets to the point where it's just almost damn impossible, to the point where people have to glitch it to try and get it to work. But they fix most of the glitches. But me and our buddy Mikey Barnes, we were playing it, and since there's only 2 of us, we're getting put with 3 randos. And, that's hit or miss sometimes. But we finally found this group of guys that were like, we're in it to win it. We're going to do this on like the second hardest level for it. Mm-hmm. And, we just kept dying at the same part. And we finally got the strategy and we're doing good. We beat the section and we're going to the next one and we're very excited. And then the power in my apartment goes out and it's gone for like 30 minutes. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna slam my dick in the sliding glass door now. Like, that's how I'm gonna fix this.
Fucking hell.
Quiet in a set. Kristen is left. Kristen thinks that's really funny for some reason. Because she's.
I mean, it was above, average amusing at least. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck that meant.
I think that I at this point in our life, like, unless something recent has come up, there's just been so many instances of pure rage-inducing things that a lot of them have kind of lost their edge. Like, cheap kills in PvP don't really bother me anymore. I'm like, man, fuck that guy. And I just, respawn, keep going.
I would totally do that if I had the chance.
Like, even a bad match in any kind of a PvP, like, it's just like, you know what, whatever. I'll come back, I'm playing for fun, and maybe it's just part of getting older, it doesn't irritate me as much anymore. But motherfuckers who won't show up for a ready check in a raid, God!
I get a lot of frustrating ones from raiding, but I also have an embarrassing one from raiding because I started my MMO career with the only MMO ever, World of Warcraft. And fact check me, whatever, I don't give a shit. But I started with that. For anybody who still lives under a rock and doesn't know what that is, a raid is anywhere from used to be 10 to 40 people. And this was during the time where you had to have 10 or 25 people to be able to do it. And so we were in a 25-man raiding guild. I'd only been playing seriously for a couple months, and I was like, I'm finally going to get to raid. I finally hit that point where it's going to happen. And we were in Icecrown Citadel. We beat the first boss. I was like, yeah, this is great. And we beat the second boss. It's like, oh, this is amazing. And we get to the third boss, which in Icecrown Citadel in World of Warcraft, that's this big gunship where you have to go and you have to talk to this little goblin guy, and he'll start the fight. Well, I didn't know that, and so everybody is standing around talking through voice chat and typing, just trying to figure out strategies and everything, and I'm just looking around because I've never been there, and I clicked on this guy, and I was like, oh, he wants to talk to me. He has things to say, and I click it again, and it starts the fight while they're trying to explain everything and figure out a strategy. And all I hear is, who the fuck did that? Who started it? We were not ready. And I was like, oh God, I did a bad thing. Like, this is supposed to be my escape from the world, and now my social awkwardness is leaking into my fantasy life.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, man. There's so many things can go wrong when raiding. Just so many.
One of the many reasons I don't fucking bother with raiding anymore, even if I was to play an MMO again.
I appreciate the story mode raids and things of the sort, but yeah, I don't. Without a really good team of close personal friends that I'd like to play with, I don't know if I can go back to it. I hate trying to get into a new raid group. It's just so awkward.
Building that bridge is just like, that gets to the end of being like one of the most embarrassing things in gaming, is trying to get that whole rigmarole going.
Yeah, well, finding a group of people to play with in those kinds of games, like, you have to find somebody that's on that equal level of being a shitty person as you are. Because if you find somebody that's a shittier person than you are, then it's just not fun for you. I'm sorry, there's a train going by. I can't fix that.
No, I don't mind. I just like whenever I hear weird noises come from some other stream, I like to just look around and pretend it's on my side.
But if you find, back to the shitty diagram, if you find people that are less shitty than you, then you get this superiority complex, and you're probably right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So one thing that's frustrating, aside from just like, shit happening, is just like the technical aspects of the games. We've actually got a Tenshi Oscar who has decided to tweet us. I think he might still be in the chat. He was here earlier, but he said, "Oh man, King's Quest 6, getting caught in the castle and Jalo not letting you out because you didn't talk to him in the bookstore weeks ago." Like, that kind of stuff makes me mad, and that's why, I love adventure games as much as the next person, except for probably maybe Josh, who loves them a little too much, but,
I would have sex with him. I would bang Ron Gilbert, no.
But like those old games where it's like, you did not pick up this small grain of sand in this random location that, was not in any way, shape, or form seemed like it's going to be important. And that's how you killed the final boss. Like, that kind of stuff just irritates the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Leisure Suit Larry 2 was well known for being a game where if you didn't do specific things, it wasn't like walkthroughs nowadays for an adventure game is so you can get 100%. Walkthroughs in the olden days were so that you made sure that you didn't play 6 hours. Well, maybe not that long. They weren't always that long. But like you didn't play 4 hours of a game. And then it's like, well, you didn't grab that hotel ticket 75 areas ago that is not accessible because it burned.
Oh, God.
Remind me, was Leisure Suit Larry 2, was that the one on the island?
Yeah, it's the one where you end up on the island. That's the one where like there's this huge it's actually kind of an open world where you're in the city and then you take a cruise and you end up on an island. Leisure Suit Larry 3 is the one that starts on an island.
The one with the volcano, like it was still the ones where you originally
that's two.
Like, yeah, you had to type the stuff in for it, and you're at the volcano. And for the most part with that game, the text recognition is amazing. But there's one specific part at that volcano. I can't remember exactly what it was, but if you put throw the brick into the volcano instead of throw a brick into a volcano, it won't work. And you get stuck in that endless loop of, save, restore, quit. Or restore, restart, quit.
Yep. It's like the minute semantics of the whole thing. Yeah, no, adventure games are always good with that kind of ridiculous stuff. I've been trying to, I've been racking my brain since we came up with this, trying for the life of me to think up something that, like, a truly embarrassing, frustrating moment, but it's like, for me, I'm just an embarrassment when I play video games. Like, my embarrassing thing for video games is not a specific moment in gaming. It's the fact that, okay, I'm a huge fan of adventure games. Up until last year or the year before, I had never... Actually, up until Thimbleweed Park, which just came out, which you can go find my review on youtube.com/concalpod. Up until that game came out, I had never played an adventure game without a walkthrough, a cheat sheet, a strategy guide or something. I had never honestly beaten a single fucking adventure game, despite being a fan of the genre since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
I even used a walkthrough to be Putt joins the circus or the parade or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, so it's like, it's just one of those, it's one of those embarrassing kind of things. I was just racking my brain trying to think of something else, like, that's applicable, like some specific circumstance, but yeah, nothing embarrassing or really frustrating. Okay, I could give a frustrating, actually. My frustrating gaming experience, again, is a kind of a meta thing. It's how many times in my life, Justin Stanley, our wonderful co-host isn't here, has convinced me to play a game because, it'll be so much fun to play it together. And then 24 hours later or 48 hours later when I pick up the game, he has 100%ed it and has zero interest in playing it anymore.
Wow. That sounds very familiar of him.
I've never done that to anybody. I've had it done to me.
This seems like such a great game. We're going to hype it. It's going to be great. We're going to have good time. Good time. I hate this game.
Yeah, this is part of the reason why we're completely and utterly ignoring Brad about his desire to pull us back into Destiny. Because despite how hyped and excited he is, I think Ryan and I know that it's like, if we get into this, one of two things is going to happen. Brad's going to suddenly lose interest coincidentally, or he's going to just be like the biggest dick in the world about the game and us not knowing what to do.
Or he's just going to stop playing and be like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
I've never done that to you guys.
You've done that you've done that lightly in some MMOs.
You've done it a couple
where
times.
It's like you get really super... Oh, Morvain, thank you for the follow. It just popped through on my side. But you've done like quasi versions with MMOs and a few other things. The big thing I could think of though is like first person shooter stuff, and it's less you specifically. It is a combination of you, Justin, and usually a third person who's like, I really want to play this game. This is a lot of fun. We all get the game, and then it's like in sequence. You usually being the second person after Justin, like, I don't want to play this, and that was what Destiny was. Because I don't know if you remember with Destiny. We'll talk about this on the Destiny show we're going to do in a few weeks in more detail. But
the appeasement show.
The appeasement show. But I was the last person out on Destiny in the original time, and I still liked it. So I'm just being spiteful at this point.
Yeah, you're right. I can't really think of anything. I can't really think of anything that you've done that with, Brad. But maybe if I wish upon a wild star, I might be able to think of something.
Wildstar was not my fault.
I don't know, but we're getting older and just scrolling through life.
Darryl, maybe my fault.
Elder Scrolls is not my fault, and nobody else jumped on except for Josh.
And yeah, which it's a good thing we ended up canceling that show since I got that job. It wouldn't even allow me to actually take part in it. Though we should really find another time for it.
But that's okay.
Because I was having a lot of fun with that.
We'll find a place for us. Maybe some old republic somewhere.
I really
that
want
was
to go
not
back.
Me. That was not. That was not my responsibility for
fake
quitting.
news. Fake news. Right.
I think I can take responsibility for recruiting most people to that game, mostly because I was sending recruitment emails out. But I won't take blame for Ryan because Ryan and I were like only mild friends back then. I think I don't really remember.
Oh god,
I was thinking about the other day. I was like, when did I actually start talking to Josh? Like, I don't really remember. Like, Josh you've been a concept. You were a concept for a very long time, and somebody people talked about. And then I think when we started actually communicating with one another, it is
clicked. Yeah, no, it just clicked with us.
We were doing everything about each other.
But it was a case. No. Just like the sidetrack before we close out the show with any final thoughts. No, with you and I, it was one of these things, Ryan, where you became part of the WoW group after I left the WoW group, essentially. Because like people like Dan and stuff were part of the group and things of that nature, like at least tangentially when I was starting to leave that part of my life. And then you were a person that Brad kept like would mention. And then I don't know when it was, but like in our Fort DeWitt little Facebook group, you and I would just start chatting every now and again and commenting on each other's things. And I think that's what started. And it wasn't until Justin and I decided we really wanted to do Payday 2 Let's Plays. And we're like, okay, who can we do this with? Because Brad didn't have it and I didn't want to buy it for him. And we didn't really know what to do. It was like, well, okay, Dylan came highly recommended because he knows games and stuff like that. And him and I were trying to like fix our friendship and things. Cal's all about fixing friendships, I've noticed. And then it was like, yeah, I think you volunteered. It was like, okay. And then you were fucking hysterical and the total highlight of being in that not great Let's Play. So it was like, I want to be friends with Ryan now. And then, yeah, you just started volunteering to do stuff every now and again with Cal. And now you're part of the team.
I think my bio on the website actually says that. Like, Ryan was always here. He just never really did anything until recently.
Pretty much. I think that's actually what it says.
So you could say that constantly calibrating is therapeutic in a way.
Yeah.
In an adventure in some ways. I'm trying to do a transition. Fucking work with me.
Well, no, we're not doing the no. I love your thing. We're going to do the D&D therapy. Well, okay, the problem is, like, I've gotten 3 texts from Charnel. Dinner took her less time to make, so I'm trying to. We're already at an hour, anyways. So I think we should close out the show. And I want to talk, but I want to talk. We have it on here, just to give people a little bit of a tease. Kotaku put an article out about a group of about Dungeons and Dragons being used as a form of therapy to help kids, and it's even being used for adults. And I wanted to talk about this concept because it's my way of still pitching us doing more D&D stuff. But I want to talk about it next week.
Okay, but let me throw this at you. I think that we should do next week in character as a D&D character. I think we should do that next week. And if Cutright comes, not fucking tell him.
Jordan, Cutright will be here, and I wholeheartedly agree. He plays D&D. He's actually one of the people I want for our eventual D&D stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, but no, we should not tell him because he's not going to listen to this.
Oh God, no! He's streaming right now, and he doesn't listen to our content. Hey, I announced I got a new job on the podcast last week, and I purposely didn't post it anywhere else. Didn't talk about I had a job. I teased it just to see if any members of family or friends actually watch our podcast. To be fair, it was 50 minutes into an hour and 15-minute episode, but yeah, I purposely did that just to see.
But if you tell your friends that they can find us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and a couple other different places, maybe they'll look for it there.
Maybe they'll look for it there, and maybe they could leave us a review. Because seriously, yes. Like I'm being like I know it's you hear it every podcast you listen to, every podcast you watch. It's harped on, but seriously. Please go to constantcalibrating.com/cc iTunes, and then it's CC Stitcher, I want to say. It's all in the descriptions on both the YouTube and constantcalibrating.com when this goes up. But like, please drop us reviews. I know it sounds trite, but it's like those reviews do seriously help the iTunes and Stitcher Radio algorithms to put this in front of more people. So if you actually like the show, put it out there. And if you don't like the show, Fucking tell me why.
Yeah, that's not like that's not a sarcastic challenge. Like, really tell us.
No, like legitimately tell me. We have all the changes we've ever done on the show. Actually, all the changes we've ever made to the show is because somebody would say, "Hey, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. You think do this," and we try to tweak it, and they're like, "Nope, you're not tweaking the way I think." Okay, hold on. I'll just join your show. That's how Brian came on the show. Actually, that's how Brad came on the show. Brian came on the show. Justin sort of came on the show, and I want to say even Ryan, you to an extent, came on the show through offering so many tips that you're like, can I just come on the show and just fix it?
Yeah. So, editorial note, if your suggestion is stupid, we may not listen to it because we deal with our own stupid suggestions all the time. But yeah, the website's a great place. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/ it's constantly calibrating on there, right?
Correct.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. Facebook.com / constantly calibrating. That's where that and Twitter at ConCalPod. That's where we put most of our update stuff out. And we're pretty active on that. It's pretty awesome. We try to drop out videos weekly if we can. We do some reviews, basic chit chat, make fun of each other. Also check out teenyweenie.com for our good friend Chris Hernandez.
Did I mention I've actually started working on a shirt design?
Has anybody looked at the website yet?
If it's a real thing, no.
I'll
look it up right now.
Let's do it.
I'm too scared. I don't want that shit in my search history.
I'm going incognito.
Because that'll help.
I got an Urban Dictionary.
Teeny Weenies, the way I spelled it, TEENYWEENIES.com, is nothing. I can buy it.
Oh.
Sold!
I'm going GoDaddy. I'm going to see how much it is. I'm not even...
We'll talk about it later. Ideas.
Oh, God.
Okay. So anyways, what was I going to say? Okay, I screwed that up. Anyways, so yeah, you have Instagram or Constant Calibrating at ConCalPod on Twitter. If you're watching the video of this, you can see our Twitter handles, but if you're listening to this, then you can find myself at Bear Punch, Brad is at OG Xanos, Ryan is at RyDaddyF, spelled out EFF. And where else are we? Well, twitch.tv/Constant Calibrating, youtube.com/ConCalPod. Make sure to join our live shows and stuff. TeenyWeenies.com is available to buy for $22,800.
Oh.
I know where Grandma's inheritance money's going now.
TeenyWeenies.net is available for $11.99. And .co is $8.99.
What about .XXX?
.XXX.
Wait. No, let's do it for the kids. TeenyWeenie.org.
TeenyWeenie.org is not listed.
To the internet.
Yeah, they don't have .org is listed on GoDaddy.
So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, what's the impeachment show? And why did you guys just do the whole outro without me?
I cannot tell you why that happened. Ryan started it and I just went along with it.
I'm scared right now.
We didn't want to burden you with just any responsibility.
I don't know. Like, the setups were just perfect right there, so it just seemed like the thing to do.
I'm legitimately scared at the moment.
Nah, we're not impeaching you. Your hands are pretty normal sized.
You do look a little orange, though.
Damn it! I made it through the whole show without screwing up Skype and making my window go jumpy. Okay, Brad, take us away with any final thoughts.
I don't. I'm still kind of reeling.
What's up?
Normal thoughts, let alone final ones.
I joined the gym today.
Nice. I don't know why I'm not talking into the mic.
That's my final thought. I joined the gym today.
So Brad is going to die this week. So
he joined the gym today. Well, I mean, Jim lives out here, so maybe he's just. No.
Oh God. We thank you all for joining us this week, be it live or the recorded cast. We are here every Monday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. That may be changing. We have to talk about it some more. But,
we have to talk about it some more. We may consider pushing it back 20 to 30 minutes just to aid with the dealing with the kid, but, you know.
Next week, we will be here
6 p.m. Yeah, 6-9.
6-9. And we will have the cut right with us unless something changes. So,
Yeah, at the moment, if you want to go follow him and see if he promotes it or not, at _cut rate.
He's not going to promote us.
Nah.
He's like, fuck those guys.
Fuck their clown shoes.
Big shot, piece of shit.
So, again, yes, thank you all. We hope you enjoyed us. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is that you need to do to keep up with us. Because you love us.
Aww.
Even if you don't realize it.
You have no choice. It's actually, we're making a state law. Though which state will rotate every week. I'm fucking tired. And I can smell my dinner.
I thought you were going to say dick for a second there for some reason.
I'm pretty clean, so no, I cannot currently smell my dick. I, to my knowledge, have never been that dirty. I actually have pretty good body odor.
That moment when you think you're smelling salt and vinegar chips and there ain't no Lay's around.
On that note, thank you again, and we bid you all good side off.
Would teenyweenies.ca be Canadian?
Yeah, that'd be Canadian, CA.
Maple syrup weenies.